Okay, let's jump straight into it. We're looking at the essential toolkit for modern small and medium-sized businesses today.
That's right.
We've got some really interesting source material here detailing a company called Mybiz. They offer what they're calling smart ERP and business solutions.
Hmm.
And we're not just, reading their marketing copy.
Yeah.
We really want to dig into how these new tools are changing things for smaller companies.
Yeah, absolutely. The mission today is really understanding how ERP itself is evolving. We want to unpack how these modern platforms, the AI-powered ones, bring together operations, finance, sales.
Big tree.
Exactly. And how they use technology, but maybe more importantly, what kind of specialized knowledge, that sort of intellectual property, is bundled in with the software.
Right.
We need to figure out what really makes a system smart, and actually effective for you if you're running an SME.
And they certainly don't hold back. First thing you see when you look at their materials,
Hmm.
boom, a chat prompt from their profit accelerator.
Yeah. Aggressive.
It tells you a lot, doesn't it? That kind of results-first branding. It screams that this isn't just about organizing data. It's about speed, tangible results, optimizing your finances, like right now.
Yeah, no messing about.
Okay, so let's unpack that core offering then. The main pitch seems to hit that universal pain point for any growing business. Systems all over the place. Fragmentation.
Yeah, the nightmare scenario.
They promise you can run operations, finance, and sales all together. One platform.
And for an SME, moving away from, dozens of spreadsheets, maybe some old legacy software that doesn't talk to anything else, that promise alone is huge. It's a foundation.
It really is.
That unified platform idea is, well, it's essential. It gives the business that single source of truth,
Right.
for making decisions. But looking at the tech behind it,
Yeah.
it's explicitly labeled AI-powered, and there's a big emphasis on automation. What's really interesting is drilling down into what they actually mean by that intelligence layer.
Exactly. They list some specific, pretty cutting-edge tools. You've got AI process automation, AI chatbots,
Right.
which suggests, I think, that they're not just automating, say, manual data entry. It implies maybe machine learning is involved to actually optimize the workflows themselves
Yeah.
or handle customer chats instantly.
And it's all delivered through, standard web or mobile apps, making it accessible.
Sure.
But hang on a second. When we hear AI process automation, we need to be a bit critical, right? For you listening, it's important to ask, is this like real deep learning AI that adapts based on tons of data?
Or is it more like sophisticated scripting?
Exactly. Is it clever workflow design just called AI? Because for an SME, that distinction matters. Are you getting a tool that just does preset steps faster, or one that might actually spot inefficiencies and suggest better ways of doing things you hadn't even thought of?
That's a really good point, a critical distinction. But even putting the exact depth of the AI aside for a moment, the sheer range of basic systems they cover shows how vital that unification is.
Sure.
They offer standard enterprise resource planning, which, just to clarify, is like the central nervous system for all your back office stuff.
Right, the core.
But also key things like CRM, customer relationship management, for tracking all your leads and sales activities.
And it goes further into really vital admin areas, too. Full payroll management, HRM, human resource management.
Which just gets more complex for SMEs all the time.
Absolutely. And then the operational basics like inventory and invoicing, they're basically covering all the main pillars, operational and financial, that you need to run a business properly and, frankly, legally.
Okay, so the integration is solid.
That integrated base is step one, yeah.
Yeah.
But, just having everything connected doesn't magically solve problems unique to, say, a construction company versus a restaurant.
Right. Different worlds.
Which brings us to specialization. This is crucial. Their materials really push the idea that their solutions are tailored to your industry.
Okay.
And this shifts the conversation, doesn't it? It goes from just selling generic software to selling actual domain expertise built into the software.
And this is where it gets wild, because the list of industries they claim to specialize in is incredibly broad. It really shows the huge range of operational knowledge they must have, or at least claim to have.
Let's hear some.
Okay, you've got sectors dealing with big physical assets and projects, like construction, very project-based.
Sitting right alongside highly detailed, precise manufacturing, like jewelry manufacturing and sales.
Wow, okay. Very different needs there.
Then you find heavily regulated sectors mixed in. Look at this range. Industries focused on compliance, like pharmaceuticals and educational institutes,
Right, lots of rules.
next to really niche financial outfits like microfinance and cooperative societies.
Okay, that's finance, but a very specific type.
And then high-volume logistics, too, like the bottled water industry or automobile services and sales.
The sheer breadth, well, it's ambitious. It requires a staggering amount of specific knowledge, doesn't it? I mean, think about the critical issues, the risk management and regulations for microfinance. Completely different from tracking inventory and repair jobs for an auto shop.
Totally different.
It really underscores the challenge of doing specialized ERP well for SMEs. It suggests they need actual industry experts on staff, not just software developers.
And their claims get even more specific, drilling down into some really niche technical services. We should probably clarify these.
Like what?
Well, they list things like offset digital or color separation under their automation services.
Okay, wait, that's printing, right? Pre-press stuff.
Exactly. That's not just general IT support. That's deep, specific knowledge of print production workflows. Very specialized.
So that level of detail, covering everything from print production needs to big logistics areas like import, export, and distribution, even security services management, it reinforces their claim, doesn't it? That they're not just providing a database structure, they're essentially bundling potentially decades of industry-specific consulting knowledge into these digital tools.
That's the implication, yes.
So that journey from the broad functionality to this very specific tailored knowledge brings us to maybe the most unique part of what they're offering.
Yeah.
How they actually help you use it. Implementation support.
Right.
We need to shift from just what the software does to how they help the user adopt it. Looking at their Why Choose Mybiz section,
Yeah.
it's all about the human side of tech adoption.
Yeah, they talk about innovation, dedicated support, standard stuff, maybe. But the commitment that really stands out, and honestly is absolutely critical if you're an SME adopting something this complex,
What's that?
is the guarantee of proper training. They say it very clearly. Our experts will train you and your staff to effectively manage every aspect of your business processes.
Okay, that is important.
It acknowledges that fancy software is basically useless if your team doesn't know how to use it properly, or worse, uses it inconsistently.
And this is where that operational wisdom idea really comes into focus. They also offer guidance on, get this, proper business procedures to ensure your systems are professional, efficient, and free of loopholes.
Ah, free of loopholes. That's the phrase, isn't it?
That's the aha moment for me. They're not just selling you code and training. They're selling you an entire operational blueprint, one designed specifically to minimize risk and boost compliance.
Exactly. It suggests their real core value proposition might actually built-in compliance, built-in auditing capability, best practices baked right in.
Right.
SMEs often struggle, not because their tech is terrible, but because their internal processes are, messy, undocumented, maybe non-compliant.
The very definition of a loophole.
Precisely. A financial loophole could be, missing out on tax credits. An inventory loophole might be untracked waste on a construction site, things that cost money.
So they're essentially selling procedural armor, optimization built into the whole implementation. It's like they're filling that gap usually occupied by expensive business consultants that most small businesses just can't afford.
That's a good way to put it. The software becomes the delivery system for that specialized, industry-specific rule book or best practice guide.
Makes sense.
And just for context, thinking about how they deliver this specialized knowledge potentially worldwide, we should probably mention the footprint of the parent company, C-Square FinTech Private Limited.
Where are they based?
Well, they list contact points in Colombo, Sri Lanka, Turku, Finland, and Wyoming in the USA.
Okay, quite spread out.
Yeah, it suggests a kind of distributed, maybe global approach, which you'd probably need to serve such diverse industries across different regions effectively.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you, the listener? It seems pretty clear that a modern ERP for the SME market has to be more than just integrated.
Definitely more.
Based on this deep dive, it needs to be 1. Specialized, tailored to your industry. 2. AI-driven, at least through automation. And 3, maybe most crucially, it has to come with serious training and that procedural guidance. The part designed specifically to plug those operational loopholes and enforce compliance.
That combination of tech and mandatory procedure, it leaves us with a really interesting final thought for you to consider.
Go on.
If the real end game of these systems is ensuring compliance, plugging those internal gaps, which of the industries they listed face the highest stakes loopholes, where does specialized automation offer the biggest risk reduction?
Mm.
Think about the potential operational risks, the financial or regulatory exposure in, say, a microfinance company compared to, I don't know, a bottled water plant. What kind of specialized knowledge targets those specific loopholes?
That's a great question. It really forces you to think about risk profiles varying wildly by industry and how the software is just a tool for delivering that specific compliance shield. Fascinating stuff. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of smart operational blueprints for SMEs.